Good morning, there, folks, or afternoon, evening, wherever we're at. This is the infamous J. Essex's prediction for the end of days. They say famous is like a good thing and infamous is like bad thing or something, whatever. It's 9:47 a.m. Thursday, August 31st, 2017. (9:47 a.m.) 7 is spiritual, 4 is fortitude, 9 is elder. I'm really feeling rough, so I might have to get on off the video before we get it done a few times. Anyway, so according to all your religious books, God does this, Jesus does that. It's all bullshit. Seen a license plate stickers. I was going to say stickers, and I said, wait a minute, what are they? And it's just like stickers. Say stickers. The license plate stickers on cars. Warning, this car will be unmanned in the event of the rapture. The bodies all of a sudden disappear, and the body rematerializes in space somewhere. That'd be cool. That'd choke you out, huh? So what is the end of days? Is there one? What's happening? I'm going to tell you, honestly. I'm going to tell you the only way I know how. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, and there is no fucking God. Folks, all this stuff was done. And don't be mad at someone for having a different belief. It's been ground into them just like stuff's been ground into you. Some people more than others. But there is something going on. The third book I put out is going to have it in it. But I want to explain something. I can run the videos again. As you all can tell by the length of some of my videos. I'm rendering a long one right now, but I'm going to make this video, render it, and stick it on the internet real quick. This is important. This is all about y'all. It's about everything. All of y'all. It's funny, honey. Oh, that's funny. I got someone hanging out with me today. It's very nice part of Lily. I've still got stuff attacking me, but I've been talking with her all morning. It's nice. It's relaxing. As this body now is finally coming up to dying soon. She's come in to say hey, but I'm still attacking and killing shit. Been doing it all day long. It's amazing. They're idiots. They don't understand, and pretty soon they won't exist, so that's all that matters. Anyway, where was I? It was funny, though. It's funny how I swear I can't get my mind off it. It's funny how Spirit on the other side just keeps attacking. They don't stop. Folks, you have no idea how stupid they are over there right now. There's stuff over there with no lives, trying to run lives, trying to boss me around, which is stupid. That don't happen. Anyway, what I was saying earlier is funny how I love y'all and stuff like that, and they wear overalls and stuff, but I was born in Long Island, New York. Guess I spent most of my life, or the first third of my life, fourth of my life. Wow, I'm old. Up north. Then out in California and out around here, Texas. There is an end of days coming, but it's not like you would think. And again, this is going to be explained in detail in the third book. A lot more than that. A lot more than that. The basic process is we're going to do a quick recap, and then I'll explain myself, because you have to have the whole thought process. Okay? This creation started at the very beginning, because the original first being literally was craving attention, companionship. It was really just, wanting to have someone to talk to. So it's craving companionship, and then it split itself into two. It took itself and split it, some of its frequencies, a little more of this, a little more of that, over here, over there, into two different beings. That was literally the creation of male and female. Okay, and then it needed attention. It had to have the other person's attention all the time. That's a tough way for anything to go. And there was a lot of heavy particulate matter that was pulled into it. Just as the heavy particulate matter started coming into there's 5 different major energies that came together and created sentient energy. But as it was doing that, it's like it's an energy reaction, something of a chemical reaction, because there was some physical mass in there. And the more physical mass started coming, heavy particulate mass started coming into it, then part of this still evolving, it's not quite sentient energy came out. It was very clean, very high vibration, came out. A big piece of it just separated, like, we don't like that negativity. And that evolved into the energons. They're part of our family. I had a wonderful consult yesterday. We're basically setting up 2 back-to-back double consults these days. We do more if we need to, but that's what we've been doing on these DNA ICUCs, Deanna and I. I'm doing them, but she sets them up. I'm going to try to stop them on the 8th of September. This month is very important to me. When all this started, when the original first being male and female were here, I was supposed to be leaving September 18th, 19th. So, early in the morning. So, that was all changed. I don't know how many times over. I've been waiting to get out of here for so long, but I need to stay to get this done. What's happening now, finishing. And there is, of course, there's no more praise of Mother, Father, God, or anything. They don't exist. But things will just happen as they need to. But anyway, I needed to give you that bit of input right there. That's how things started. Now, the original first being male and female, it was mostly the male. It was a little larger inside, had a lot of strong power, okay? And it literally created the dimensions and, got this third dimension, what we live in, our known universe, got it moving, got stuff going. They knew early off they wanted to take this physical mass and take part of themselves, put it in it, and grow it. Okay, they figured that out. So remember, there's always time. If there's events occurring, then you have time, because you have a flow of events. It's how you measure time that makes you think there isn't any. Okay, there might not be any time there. Yeah, there is, and you can go in and out of time, but it's still, there's time. So anyway, Excuse me. Once they made the third dimension, and they started taking spirit, putting it in bodies, they started growing more and more bodies, and found out the more they beat up the bodies while it was in the spirit, while it was in the physical body, the more that grew. And their intention was December 21st, 2012, in the end of the fifth age on the planet of Earth. That's when they had over 3,000 new universes made. Now there's 1,672. Exactly. New universes made. So anyway, they were going to take the largest soulmates. And so just grab the two of them. They'd be holding hands, not make them one again. You can't do that. The energy is made not to be like that, except for angels. So you take your energy, the two spirits go like this into the universe. So they put their energy together, holding hands. They release a third of themselves together. That's the most you can remove from yourself without hurting yourself and losing cohesion within your own self. Okay. So you put that out there, and then the rain's falling right now. The elemental dragons have been talking a lot, but the first one, as soon as I got their attention, the name he gave me, Arthuricus. He's the male earth spirit. Solid ground earth. They're all talking, and it's raining, and it's personal. I'm not going to go anywhere with that. I say enough stuff about what's going on in my life. So you have some kind of idea of something as you get stronger and wake up, become yourselves, that you have something to relate to. That's all. Some people think I talk about myself. Well, I do talk about some of the events that happen, so you can understand why. When you go home, you'll know for yourself, but it's important while you're for the physical world here, third dimension and body, to understand certain things so that it can grow. Anyway, so where are we going with this? That's what's going on. The different spirits are being abused, so that when they put the larger ones together, they put each one of them into their own new universe, and then they release a third of their spirit energy. So instead of 1 billion, I'm just making up numbers here, okay? But I'm using basic ratios. Instead of 1 billion new souls coming out, there might be 1 trillion new souls, whatever. Or 100 billion, any number you want. The thing is that there's a whole lot more individual souls that'll be created. And what is that? More praise machines. It's more company. It's more praise machines for the original first being male and female. And then the abuse frequencies started building up in people everywhere. Even when you were out of body in your normal, shape, your normal self, your real self, not the body you're driving, not the Chevy, Cadillac, Toyota, whatever. No. Your real self. When you were like that, with all those abuse frequencies in you, you were still growing a little bit. And that's when the original first being male and female said, you know what, we're onto something. We're going to grow them without even being in a body through these abuse frequencies. And once we put them through the shit and through our hell, there's no devil. You didn't need one. You had the original first being. Your God was your devil, okay? There is no God. Nothing's any better than you. You're not any better than anything else for the value of creation. We do things better than each other because, we're individuals. It's simple, and if you don't respect that, that's your problem. If you get abusive towards others, that's my problem. And it's not a problem. Trust me. Anyway, I get a little aggressive with that stuff, and I'm happy to say what I know, and what I know to be true is. Sorry. That's the way it goes if you don't like it. Anyway, don't ever underestimate my compassion. If you're in trouble, I will die for you without hesitating. This body means nothing to me. What means everything to me is everything else. I know that's very weird to many people. It's fine. It doesn't need to be anything to them. It's what it needs to be to me. Anyway, so that's what they had set up to happen. The physical bodies beat them up, grow, and have more company. That's done. That's over with their death and the death of everything else that was large and a problem over there. As soon as this body drops and Arae's put back together again, puts himself back together again, boom, energies just coming in on themselves like a magnet, strong. Then this change happens. Finishes happening. It's already going on now. The angels aren't there to run you and abuse you and beat you up. So what are we talking about here? We're still trying to get to the end of days. Well, before going there, let's continue where we're at. I told you in about 2,000 years or before, but around there, these physical bodies are going to be all but gone. These humanoid physical bodies are going to be gone. There'll be a few left, but not much. Now, so we have energy bodies. Remember, what's going to happen is everyone starts waking up. I've given you all the information you need to help yourself. Spiritualfoundation.com is not the only place you can find what you need, but is the one place you can find everything you need to wake up. Okay? I'm not putting anyone down. I'm just telling you. Everything you need is here. And the book's telling you what kind of spirits are around, that's here. And as you awaken, you know what you find out? The stuff in the books is true. In my books that I wrote for you. They're your books. I just authored them. I'm not a writer. I'm an author. And I found so many problems in the wording and even in the spelling in some of the books. I was surprised at how'd that get through the editing process. So I'm paying them to go back or have paid to go back and take care of it. The new edition of the first book is going to be released very soon. And the second edition, I'm still taking care of it, and then I'll write the third one. You're back in the consults, the DNA consults, the DNA ICUCs. ICUC stands for Intensive Crank-Up Consult. Okay? For legal purposes and everything else, the energy work is free, but you pay for the consult itself, okay? There's certain ways things have to be put out and put across, so we do. That's what banks stipulate and everything else. It's like, whatever. Doesn't matter. People come get the ICUC, because it's what it is. There used to be people running around saying, this guy Jay, he's so full of shit. He doesn't do this and he doesn't do this. And it just kept going on year after year after year. And people just like, holy crap, they keep getting stronger. Things start happening. The more aware you get, the more the other side sees it. They start coming to you. Our friends in space, they see it. They start coming to you. So many of you have cranked up. What do you have now? Visitation. Lots of spirit, friends, folks. We're coming together as a family. Okay, no one has to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, but you want to do that, that's cool. There's people here to do that with you, okay? It's your freedom. You're not children anymore. You've been around a long time. You don't deserve to be treated like that. Personally, I demand that nothing tries to ever do that to you again. Period. I got an attitude about that. I've been waiting all since the first life to deal with this shit. And I finally have. Now I got to go home and clean up my mess, and then we move together as a family. I'm just your big brother. That's all. Finally able to do what I should have been doing better all along. I don't know. Anyway, back to the end of days. I do float around, but I'm giving you pertinent information that's important. And a lot of it gets repeated from one video to another. A little piece here, a little piece there. Some of the basics. Not only can I not help that, I'm trying to explain something, and sometimes I have to repeat that to explain what I'm saying. And there's new people coming in all the time, so therefore, that's why it happens. So anyway, here we are with this abusive male and female original first being creating all this stuff to appease itself. And it had the original first angels, control units, and there was 2 other source spirit couples. They were huge. They were in there causing all kinds of trouble. They're all gone. Bada boom, bada bam, dead. Now, with all that taken away, there's chaos on the other side, but things are getting better. One thing that's going to happen soon, okay, animals are leaving. Almost all the animals are going to go. Our friends in space, at the same time the animals going, friends in space coming in, you find out we're part of a bigger family than you thought, just here in the 3rd dimension, okay? Then, a little bit later, maybe 2080s, you're going to start meeting the Fae. They're going to start making physical bodies here. You'll see like a little cloud, and then you say, holy shit, and you see it with your physical eyes, and it gets thicker and thicker and more dense, and you're like, what the hell? And then it'll make a body, shake your hand, and it can turn around and just leave again. Okay? So then you get used to that. And like I said, about 2,000 years from now, within that time, right around that time, about that time, by then, actually, I expect none of us are who we are, can understand, see, feel, understand exactly what we can when we're our normal selves. You're in a Torah body, so you can't know, and the future's always changing because it's always being run, and it's about to be run by something totally different now, which wants nothing but everything to come together for all of you, everything. Anyway, so we get a couple thousand years ago, we're going to have these new energy bodies that are very soft. They're softer than the Fae bodies. You can make a solid form. You can make a solid body. You might practice doing it to build up strength, but you will not be allowed to hold it. If you hold solid mass, you have to consume solid mass. That means the destruction of something else, like eating animals, stuff like animals eating animals. No, wrong. This whole creation was made wrong from the beginning. Now it's going to get fixed. So it's going to go into these light energy bodies, okay? What goes on from there? So when we get out of the physical bodies, is that the end of days? Is that the end of days? If these physical bodies are gone, is that the end of days? No, day is an expression of time. Time is events that are still flowing. You're still you're your normal self, your real self, when you're not in the body. So if you're your normal self, and you're still flowing around doing things, operating, living, are you going to tell me this is the end of days? No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, just try to relax for a minute and think about that. What would that be like? Everybody being energy, seeing each other, incredibly powerful, incredibly intelligent. Imagine something further than that now. All these energy bodies where you can make a body and then solid mass leave it. You can float through the wall of a building and then make a solid body sit down on the table and then leave again. Float right through the wall. You don't need ships to go anywhere. You go everywhere. So, where is evolution beyond that point? Just getting to that point, thinking about that's kind of, difficult for most everybody, especially people that aren't awake yet. They don't even know who they are yet. They've been kept from that. It's not their fault. None of this is anyone's fault except for the original first being male and female. And it wasn't their fault that they had the issues that they had because they were created. They were the first original being. They were lonely. Oh, it was lonely. So it started dividing itself and then everything else. And then abuse kicked in. But when it was shown what was going on and it wouldn't stop, then it was, then it was wrong. And I'm being pushed to say something I don't want to. And then that was stopped. Let's just leave it like that. So anyway, that was Lily talking. She's saying, say it. No, honey. Anyway, so what comes after that? We've evolved to the point where we're literally sentient beings that have lives in body, and we can actually see very well the other side. It's not like being there. You can't see it that well, but you're an energy bodies, and you can see, you're much more aware of what goes on over there. And is that the end of days? There's no physical bodies left? Only on a rare occasion? I guess some people might say that, but the end of days is a thought process that comes from these religions. Your body dies, and that's it. You're in heaven with God. Everything's wonderful. That perfect, all loving, all forgiving God that built hell to abuse you and torture you forever because it's pissed at you. Wait a minute. What happened to the perfect, all loving, all forgiving? That doesn't, it won't come together. Okay, that thought process won't come together. How can we be so stupid to believe that shit? We were made to by the original first angels. Going right down in the hypothalamus telling you that's true, that's true. They were the servants of the original first being, male and female. Folks, that's a recap. Fast one. I understand this because I can see it. I can go back and see it, but I also remember it. The Akashic Records is what they call the Akashic Records. It's just energy floating around inside the field, which is a part of what I am. I wasn't just the oldest one. I don't just see it. I am the oldest one to ever have a body. What I am inside. I'm not this body. This body will be dead soon. I'll be free. Video I just did yesterday. I was talking at one point, and my mouth continued to go. My eyes shut, and I got hit with another. It's like they're soft heart attacks. The first one I had the other day, that was bad. I didn't know if that was going to get a little worse and shut me down or not, but I've got some stuff I got to do. I got a deposition coming up soon in court. A couple of weeks away, jail. I'll be there with the drill, drilling holes into your boat. It's so funny. Once I get past that point, everything's free and clear. I can leave and it can get continued. I keep trying to say this. What I can see and feel right now, and this is up for change, like it's always been, like it always happens. I'm going to have to stop doing consults September 8th. It's like a week away. Will I again do any more? I don't know. Don't count on it, okay? These soft heart attacks, or practicing taking me down softly when I go. They don't want me coming out of the body mad. But it's also to let me know it's getting time. So they've been telling me for a long time, all my animal buddies, everybody, hurry, this is serious, you're going faster than you think. So this morning, when I got up, I had stuff bugging me, and so I went out at killing it. Some of it I looked at, it wasn't that bad, it just wouldn't leave me alone. It's like, stay the hell away from me. When you've been fighting stuff day and night, 24/7, and it never stops, stuff's either attacking you or it's trying to run you. If someone's gone to war and fought physically, I can't tell you how many times I've done that, more than anyone else. And then literally someone touches you when you come home. If you go for one tour, like 6-8 months or something, that's rough. You go for 4 years, you come back, you're not right. Okay, I mean, doesn't mean you're a psycho, you're not, but as far as not right, you're not who you used to be, and you'll turn around and be aggressive towards anything you see coming towards you because you're used to the situation. You've lived in a situation where when that happens, it could be your death. So the physical death. So you're aggressive towards it. It's you have to have time to, come into your true self again. Well, I'm like that. But anyway, one of my Black Panther buddies came up. It's actually part of me, and he came up and he said, "Listen, you're getting a little forceful with folks who are your friends. They're trying to help you." And I said, "Man, I just wake up. I don't need people to be bugging me. They don't know what they're doing." And he said he knows. They're told, but just try to be careful till you awake. And he said, he said it, and I looked for myself. He said, "You have a lot of friends. It's time. You're coming up on your return home. And you have a lot of friends." And I looked, and there they were, and then I felt like crap. I have to protect, not hurt something. I'm done. You'll never know what I've done. This sounds self-exploiting or something. I mean, it's something serving or something, but you'll never know what I did till you go home, and that's where that information belongs, not here. I had to say certain things here so you'd know, but you find out later. And all right, anyway, let's get away from that. I don't mind talking. I get excited sometimes talking about what I've taken out because I'm proud of it, because it's what had to be done for everyone. There wasn't really a me in there, my desires in there. What there was is your freedom. What I somehow should have been doing all along. There's a reason why I can do what I do. Because what I am is very strong. It was made like that. I serve and protect. When I do go, when this body drops, and I get out, you're going to feel more strength and security and passion, compassion in the field than you've ever felt before. You're going to feel Arae. Anyway, so what's the next step? You have these new bodies where you can do these amazing things, and there's no pain, no suffering. The two energy fields come together, relax, put their energy together, give a little bit of each other, they pull apart, and then you actually have children. Take 60 seconds. So where does it go from there? Well, I'm going to give you a heads up. I'll explain it in the book, but I want to give you a heads up on something that's going to go to where you're not going to have lives in any body. The other side, second dimension, the one we're living in, is going to change. It'll change. So the energy inside it will be made a little stronger. You'll just be yourself, move as you want. There'll be places to go where you can stay where the energy is smoother. But you're going to be yourself. You're not going to go into a body. There'll be different dimensions you can go into. And there's something to gain through you, to help you evolve instead of going in a body having a life. You're going to evolve as you are. Beautiful sentient energy. Not through this physical abuse. Some people say, "Oh, Jay's he whines about this, having this, and that's a problem, and this is wrong and mean, like I'm some kind of wussy." You get covered with over 10 gallons of gasoline and get lit on fire, and then you tell me about, I was telling jokes when they were taking me off the ambulance stretcher and put me on a hospital stretcher. I was freaking out the ambulance guy, freaking him out. He said, "Holy shit." When I told one joke to the lady in the operating room at the hospital when they were putting me on the stretcher to take me straight up to the OR, because because I was cooked. I burnt 60% of my body. 30% was real bad second and third degree burns. The other 30% was bad first degree burns. And they're more painful than the other ones. The other ones, you melt your flesh and everything else. So from my, whatever lower abdomen up to my head here, I'm fine. My back, legs, everything else got fried. So anyway, she looked at the guy. I told a joke she said, okay, she said they were trying to take me from the ambulance stretcher and put me on the, now this is talking about myself, but this is funny. They would take me off the ambulance stretcher and put me on a hospital stretcher. And the way they do that, remember I used to be a scrub tech, I used to work in surgery, okay? It's like an OR nurse, but you didn't get the, take the nurse test. So anyway, they rolled up the sheets. She said, now we're going to pick you up on 3 and move you from one stretcher to the next one, okay? And I said, I'm okay, what the hell was the wording I used? I said, I'll be okay. Something about hearing a crunch. Anyway, I said, I'll be okay. Just don't worry if you hear a crunch. And she said, why? And I said, because I'm extra crispy. That's basically what I said. And she just looked at me. And then she's like, what? And she looked at the ambulance driver and said, how much morphine did you give him? And he said, I didn't give him nothing. I gave him this teeny thing. But the ambulance driver said that he wanted him totally coherent coming in here and everything. And he's just been like this. He's been doing this the whole time. I think there's something wrong with him. He's insane. And the whole time he's saying that, he's going backwards with his gurney to get the hell out of there. I said, I'll be okay unless you hear a crunch. And she said, a crunch? And I said, yeah, can't you tell I'm extra crispy? That was funny. Anyway, so I understand pain. And that's nothing compared to the stuff. Head-on collisions, bouncing off a cliff, climbing back up a cliff, getting in a clutch-driven car and driving 45 minutes to the BAMC, Brook Army Medical Center, jumping on a gurney and say, take me in the OR, so they did. I was all cut open. Anyway, I'm not a wuss, okay? But this is all done wrong. Creation was made wrong from the very first moment that this physical creation was made. It was made for the wrong purpose. It was to please the original first being, male and female. What people call God, and it's also your devil, because there is no devil, just you don't need one. You had the original first being abusing you because it wanted to have more attention and then praise and then servitude. Think about it. You're a loving parent. Are you going to tell me you want your kids to bow and praise you? Bow before they come in the house, bow when they get in the house, beg for food, for meals, If you're that kind of parent, you suck. But you know what? You're not, because you wouldn't be listening to me if you are. There's not many like that, but there are some nasty people out there. Anyway, and they'll be removed too. That's enough. So that's what's going to happen. There's going to be more dimensions built where you can go and, develop yourself this way and that way. And there will be a few that are physical. But they're going to be controlled, not have any kind of abuse. Will it take longer for you to evolve? Yes, it will take longer. But the amount of time that you exist isn't important. Because unless you're destroyed, you're going to live forever. Unless you've brought it upon yourself where you're attacking others and you won't play properly, then you're going to be in the playground, okay? So, that's where we're going. So, end of days. Where's the end of days? There's not. And as you evolve as yourself as spirit, you do evolve, but you evolve naturally. There's no hard abuse. It's like working out without having to take steroids and those stuff. I gotta get bigger, stronger. I gotta do more. No, you just keep going forward at your own pace. And if you try to go strong enough, where you're going to build up abuse frequencies, it's not going to be allowed. And there's about to be something over there that will keep that from ever happening, whether you like it or not, doesn't matter. In order for creation to exist and flow properly in a good direction without any harm to itself, that's the way it has to be. So how would something know that? Because it's made to serve and protect, and it's spent all its existence doing it, and happens to be the oldest thing there is. That's how. And it has to be selfless. I set everything up over here with the spiritualfoundation.com to be a foundation for spirit. For you. When I was doing this stuff originally, giving Michelle Davis a chance, her spirit inside to do the right thing, she didn't. My volunteered services produced for her over $220,000. Physical proof on this, physical proof. She spent a little over about $42,000 on animals. She was supposed to spend a lot more. Like I told her, close to 80 to 90%. Told her she needed to pay for her personal expenses and stuff, but next thing you know, she's taking the whole family out, her daughter, mom, and everything, and they're going out to the spas, 3 chiropractors 3 or 4 times a week. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. Photo shoots for a little daughter. Get this, get that. Had to have this, had to have that. And she talked about how she saved animals. She put up some kind of website. I've got pictures of it taken off the internet. It'll all come to court when I drag her in there. Well, I won't be the one doing it, but it'll be done on my behalf. I'll be gone, making sure everything happens right. When I was there, when this all started, she had bowls for water out. And the water, I grabbed the water bowl, on the inside, my finger touched it. She had like 5 dogs. It's slime in there. Slime. Herky, when he was here, he got a clean bowl twice a day with good filtered water. Not distilled, filtered, good for him, with other nutrients added at the same time. That's how I took care of my animals all the time, whether I had 5 or 20 of them. That's how I take care of them. The cats outside, they get filtered water every day with the nutrients put back in. They need more food, more protein and stuff in it because they're feral, they're wild animals. So I feed them the Purina kitten food. They love it. But anyway, so I said, you say you love animals. How do you make them drink this? It's spit. When's the last time you changed them? Oh, I don't know. I think last week. What? She was concerned about how the container looked in her house on the floor. She didn't care about taking a bowl and washing it in the dishwasher. God, that's disgusting. And she loves animals, saves them, and she collects them. Or she did. She wants them there to give her attention. She was like that when she was, well, whatever. We won't go there, not trying to beat her up too bad, but I produced a lot of money. That money went into her bank account. I did not have, if I called up the bank and said, how much is money in my account, they said, your name's on here. We're not going to tell you nothing. So, whatever. But anyway, the thing is, some people say my price is high. You should have seen hers. But in the consults, it did get a little high, and there's everything here. The knowledge, the ability. Deanna's strong as hell. There's other source people here. Look at it. There's Siobhan. There's so many. I'm not even going to go there because I keep trying to say it, and I can't remember but a couple names because I can't remember anything anymore. So, This body's failing, and I'm so damn happy. I need to serve you proper, and that doesn't happen till this body drops. And then finally, I have an incredibly huge, successful achievement in my format, in performing what I was made to do, to serve and protect. And I'll wait till you see what I do for you through the field. That's my job. That's why I exist. And I like it. Just don't tell me what to do. Stomach, shut up. I live, I exist to do everything I can for you. And Lily's the same way. So, and we've broken off in other pieces and stuff. Anyway, that's the end of days. There isn't one. So if you want to say, if you are thinking in what you've been taught, religious nonsense, the end of days would be the physical. Does it mean the physical body's not being here? There's always going to be a few different dimensions set up for that, but other dimensions where there's the frequencies inside the air. It's like the air, the energy in the air is going to be stronger in that area. So when you go in there, it's like you're being on a planet that has heavy gravity. You get stronger, but it's through energy and frequencies. I can't tell you everything that's going to happen when I get out of here. I can't tell you everything I'm going to do. But I know a lot of things through my body. I mean, while I'm stuck in this body, through it, I can still have a lot of information. I felt guilty I haven't done more. So there's your end of days, folks. There isn't any. You have better lives with less abuse. Everyone's always looking for the end. I want to read about catastrophe. I want to read about aliens chewing people's heads off. You know, all this Photoshop crap about death, blood, and murder and everything to freak people out. You kidding me, right? Things will change. The lives you're about to have in physical body are about to be much easier. Your children coming in, they're going to have much easier lives than you've had. They're going to be smoother, less problems. Things are just going to start coming together. It'll get better. Most everybody won't even know why. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it happens. There's no one to thank. There's just a better place to live. Ta-da! All I am is a janitor, but I like it. I'm going to tighten the doorknobs, clean up the messes, take out the trash. That's what I want to do. I want to see everyone going smoothly, feeling better about themselves, growing without abuse frequencies. I was here for a reason, but the reason was you. It was all of you. That's all that matters. To me, anyway. I don't know. So anyway, that's the end of days. There isn't. It just keeps getting better. My coffee machine is only months old and it just got taken out today. It's the other side screwing with stuff, so of course I already had another one waiting, so fire it up today. Anyway, it's wild. Folks, things are going to get better in your lives. There is chaos still on the other side. There's no set up control group for things to flow. No one's going to be allowed to attack anyone else, just help you. And when they do, they'll be dealt with. When they do, they'll be dealt with. It's nice having Lily hanging around, but she's... I'm excited too. I'm anxious to be home. People say, boy, that Jay guy, he's nuts. 2 boards of psychiatrists, not psychologists, psychiatrists, said no, he's not. He's good to go. He does not need to be put on drugs whatsoever. He needs to be left alone. Imagine that, huh? All the things I've said, all the things I say, all the things I do. I've had Homeland Security and the FBI together at my house. And here I am. Doing what I'm doing even more intensely than I ever had before. There's a reason for that. Everything I've proven I can do. The quantitative electroencephalogram, going into someone's brain, I can do that to 1,000 people at one time. And prove it. People all over the world. And you want to tell me why that's not on TV somewhere, some major network? I've proven it. So what? What does that mean? It's a lie because it's not on TV? I didn't see it on the internet. It's a lie. Well, it is on the internet, but no, it's because it has to not be. That's one thing that the idiots on the other side that have been trying to control things, they don't want it on there. Those folks that are good and doing what they can to help me and they're ready for this new change, they don't want it on there either. Why? Because it's not about me. It never has been, never will be, and it will not be allowed to be about me. I don't deserve that. I don't want that. But it's not like, I deserve this. I should have that. Like entitlement. Hell no. Y'all are going to get some attention. Those of you that are Source family, that are cranking people up, you know you've been waiting for this time to happen. And it's here. Soon. Very soon. I really like the autumn equinox. I don't want to get dragged on past that, but I see that happening, but it's a wonderful time for me. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. In September, this coming month, tomorrow. It'll be nice for me, relaxing, and if I'm still here, which I probably will be, who knows? I don't have control over that because I'm not going to take my own life. This is all happening the way it needs to. I don't have to worry about that anymore. That's one reason for all these little heart attacks, and these are just soft ones. The first one the one I had yesterday, that hit me hard. I was still talking for a little bit, and then I had to stop. But anyway, if you want, look, all I want to do is take care of you. And I'm gonna. It's my promise. I'll be forgotten real soon. Perfect. Awesome. That's what matters. What matters is that everything happens. What matters also is that when new beings come out, these new original first type beings come out of the first dimension, that they're not allowed to do that, and they won't. They won't be able to if they want to. Shut up, stomach. That's where all this goes. Our family's about to grow in size, folks. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The first dimension can be controlled, and what it releases for original type first new beings. So that there's other stuff going there, but we'll leave that for the book, okay? But I want you to know there is no end of days. Things are going to get better, you'll see. You'll tell your kids, not about me, but about spirit and stuff. You'll teach them. You help them come alive, use their abilities to see stuff, see their grandparents that are gone. You're going to help them reach out making their abilities stronger while they're in a body. And the field is going to help you go through the field. When you use your heart energy to talk with people, that goes through the field. The field actually acts like, it's like you're on a surfboard. It builds up a wave and pushes you forward. When you astral project, you go to see somewhere. Then literally the field creates an energy wave behind you and moves you, helps you go there. That's what's coming. More of that. Creation is about itself. Each individual individually being part of the collective, but we have to move forward as a group as best as possible. Really neat stuff is coming. There's no end of days. So there's nothing to worry about. A planet hitting the Earth, planet Nibiru, planet X, Andromedan galaxy colliding with this one. Folks, if something like that happens in the future, it won't be an issue because it won't be able to hurt you, and you'll be your normal self spirit. So don't worry about it. It's senseless to worry. It keeps your abilities from working properly. Just be yourself and create through yourself the change you want to see, because it's coming anyway. But you're going to have a lot of help doing it. Folks, love you, man. Take care and have a good one.